That's really cool. I hadn't even thought of that. This
Yeah,
sticks it up a ton.
yeah,
If something passes your charm person save, you can fire it again. That's so
right.
cool.
Or
I
turn
love
turn it into a frighten.
Yeah. Take it
You
back. This
you
ability is awesome. This is
you can
not a home run. This is a sweet effect.
you
Holy
can
cow, this thing's good.
you can hope they've passed their save because you didn't really want to charm them in the first place. You wanted to frighten them.
And they'll have, if you're in combat with them, charm person, they'll have an advantage on that save anyway because you're fighting them, which means they're likely to pass it
There
to
you
give
go.
you a fear. That's really cute. Holy cow, this is a really sweet, really deep ability that I didn't.
Hello, friends. Robert Bevan here, author of the Caverns Creatures series of comedy, fantasy novels, and short stories. With me is Sam West, and today we are going to be. Whoa! I almost forgot. It is Martial Monday, and we will be covering the Ranger class subclass Fey Wanderer today.
I think this is a nifty little option. I don't
That's
know how
pretty cool.
good it is, but it's really nifty. There's a lot
Um,
going on here.
yeah. Let's get to it.
Yeah, so we start with 3 abilities at first level, which is a lot. You get Otherworldly Glamour, Fate, or Fey Wanderer Magic, and Dreadful Strikes. We can start with Fey Wanderer Magic because this is kind of the new thing they've been giving Rangers, which is their subclasses give you automatically prepared spells so that you don't have to like be nearly as constrained as they used to feel. You get
Mm,
bonus level spell lists. I think they're quite useful. I like these additions a lot. They also give you a really unique play feel versus a lot of other Rangers because you just always have these, and they let you really embody some other abilities. Third level gives you Charm Person, which is where you have the ability to be the charming social character that associates with Fae. Fifth level gives you Misty Step, which I rate
mm,
very highly on like martial characters because it gives you the ability to get in and out of places you'd want to be like that. And you can still
sure.
use your action to take 2 shots, which is pretty good. Ninth level gives you Dispel Magic, another spell I rate pretty highly, especially on the half casters, because at 9th level, it's still a tool that engages with 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th level spells sometimes. Pretty decent. Dimension Doors are 13th level spell, which is a huge teleport upgrade for Misty Step. It's 13th level. Not amazing at the 13th level, but it is like a new tool in your toolbox. You can bring people around, get
It's,
people out of
it's
danger.
absolutely usable.
Absolutely. And tops out with Mislead, which I think is probably the biggest miss here, but it's still not like the worst thing ever. I like it a lot on Rangers because they didn't have anything like it. So you get to make an illusory duplicate and put it somewhere, and it
Yeah.
lasts for a little while, and you get to be invisible. It's kind of cool, right?
I'm glad you get this, actually. I don't know if I'd call it a miss because I feel like there are uses that I just haven't thought of. This
And this
is
makes you use it.
yeah, I think you're
Oh,
gonna have a lot of fun trying to find creative ways to use mislead.
oh, absolutely. Honestly, I'm a huge fan of this entire list. I like every single
Mm,
spell they get here, and they have varying levels of impact, but they're all going to be useful sometimes. And that's
yeah,
great. It's going to paint you as this Fey teleporty kind of ranger, and that's going to be a baseline the option wants to be. We don't just get extra spells though. We also get dreadful strikes because you're a martial character. You have to do more damage on hit, and this just does that. So at 3rd level, you can augment your weapon strikes with mind scarring magic drawn from the gloomy hollows of the Fey Wild. When you hit a creature with a weapon, you can deal bonus D4 psychic damage to the target, which can take this extra damage only once per turn. When you hit a creature with the weapon, you can deal bonus D4 damage to it. It can
yes.
only take a bonus D4 damage each round, but you can deal the bonus damage each round to more than one creature.
Mm,
So you can hit one thing once for bonus D4 damage and something else again for get a double dip. I would like to say I am a huge fan of that design space because we've talked a lot about recent skirmishing. Our mobile feat video, we talked about it. There's not a good reason to want to hit more than one thing in a turn. D4 damage isn't a particularly high upside,
no, but it's
but
something.
it is a real reason now where you say, okay, I do have more value on my sheet for doing the skirmisher thing. I like that. They also bake this in with another feature you love to see, which says this extra damage increases to a d6 at 11th level. In subclasses of old, that would have been part of your 11th level feature or your entire level 11
Yeah,
feature. So hey, it's nice to see that it's baked in here where it belongs. So far, thoughts, feelings, emotions, pretty solid
I'm
stuff, right?
feeling pretty good about it so far. Yeah,
Yeah. And we're not done. We have a third
we're
third
not
level
done.
feature that you're getting. So additionally at 3rd level, you have Otherworldly Glamour. Your fake qualities give you a supernatural charm. As a result, when you make a charisma check, you gain a bonus to the check equal to your wisdom modifier. In addition, you gain proficiency in a bonus skill. It's either deception, performance, or persuasion. This is cute. I like this a lot.
Yeah,
This helps you as a character that didn't want high charisma suddenly become a real face for your party, because you can have the +2 whiz +2 charisma fairly effectively with like a 16 dex, and now you're getting it +4. It's close to a +4 charisma, which puts you on around the same level as the bards. It puts you around the same level as the warlocks and stuff like that. This is an almost needed little skill feature to help you still feel like you're Fey without needing to have a really high charisma stat, which is great. I think that's a meaningful upgrade, especially in the skills department. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I like that. You get a choice.
Yep. There's another thing I should mention. Rangers got an upgrade. This is using all of the upgraded stuff from Touch Cloud and everything. It's assuming you're using Canny as opposed to Natural Explorer. So, Canny is the first level feature they get now. It gives you expertise in a skill. Putting that in a charisma skill is pretty cool here. Now, it's sad that you're going to be sitting 2 levels and not having the skills yet, but you could take persuasion with your background, give it expertise, and then take a different one when you hit here at 3rd level, and then you still have your super expertised charisma score or persuasion check, where it's even higher than like the rogues can be at that point. That's kind of cool. I like that this option can have a higher expertised persuasion than even some bards can. That's neat for a ranger.
Sure, yeah. We're this one comes out swinging. I
Oh
like
yeah.
it. Also, you didn't mention Feywild gifts. I'm
Oh
seeing
yeah.
that here on the yeah.
Sorry, there's a little cute table of fluff. So this is within the Feywild or the Fey Wanderer magic stuff. It's after it. You get a perpetual blessing from a Fey ally or place of your Fey, a Fey ally or place of Fey power. You choose the blessing or you roll on the table randomly. These are all cosmetic effects. So illusory butterflies flutter around you while you take a short or long rest. Horns or antlers sprout from your head, right? These are cute. These are deeply,
Yeah.
richly, thematically flavorful. I love this table. I'm really upset that I forgot it. Thank you for reminding me. Every
That's what
subclass
I'm
should
here
have
for.
tables like this. Just all of them. Give them to
Yeah.
everyone. There's no reason not to. It gives a lot of players an easy on-ramp to be as richly and flavorfully fulfilling as they want. It gives players more opportunities to engage with the thematics and look of their character. Huge fan. 10 out of 10. No notes.
Okay.
You want to faintly
All
smell
right.
like cinnamon or lavender? You can do that here. Does it matter at all for the power of your character? Sure doesn't.
All right. Well, let's keep moving.
All right. 7th level goes with Beguiling Twist. At the beginning of 7th level, the magic of the Fey Wild guards your mind. You advantage on saving throws against being charmed or frightened. Both is nice. In addition, whenever you or creature you can see within 120 feet of you succeeds on a saving throw against being charmed or frightened, you can use your reaction to force a different creature you can see within 120 feet of you to make a Wisdom saving throw against your spell save DC. If the save fails, they are charmed or frightened by you, your choice, for a minute. The target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each turn and effect on a successful save.
This is interesting and a little bit complicated. All right. So I see, or there's someone within 120 feet of me that is trying to charm or frighten either me or another creature that I can see.
Within 120 feet of you, yes.
Yes. Now, if that creature or if I successfully save against it,
Mhm.
I can do a charm or frighten to the person that originally did that, or to
Yes.
anyone else.
You can use your reaction to force a different creature you can see within
Oh,
120 feet of you to make a Wisdom saving throw.
all right. So any creature. Okay.
Any creature. We talked about a feature relatively
Whew.
recently that was like a counter charm, and it was a once per long rest. If you would be charmed, you could force the charmer to make a save or be charmed. And it was
Yeah.
only charms, and it was only you, and I was really low on the feature because it also was gated for some reason. This is a fixed version of that feature. This is
Yeah.
just these niche conditions, you are better against them, and there's not coming up every fight, which means this feature is still kind of bad. But in the encounters where it does come up, it will work. You will
Yeah.
100% have someone pass these saves, and you will 100% point that at something else. And that's cool. It has no limitations on uses, which means it shines very brightly against lots of fears or lots of charms. It's a really cute little niche silver bullety ability that I like a lot. I like it on the character that would be the Feywild Ranger. I really wish there was something for every encounter here. It being
Yeah.
only this feature is a little bit weak still, but it is a cool ability to get for sure. It's just narrow.
So let me. All right. Somebody casts fear at my party. I don't pass the save. I'm scared.
Yep.
But my friend passed.
Mhm.
I can still use this.
Yep. You can still use your reaction to make someone else afraid. And you had advantage on that save, so you were likely to pass, but you still got screwed.
Yeah.
That's okay. You still get to use your feature.
Cool.
Yeah, it's neat. I like it a lot. The fact that it uses both Charmed and Fear really does drag it up quite a bit. If it were one or the other, it would be close to unusable in my mind. But the fact that it's both, there are enough creatures that will do both that especially Fears, that I'm like, yeah, this is substantially better than Counter Charm.
All right, this is I mean, all right, you say it's not going to come up all the time, but it could. I mean, if you've got a friend or something, or yourself, you can use Charm Person, and if they save, uh, you know, get to use it again or make them frightened or something.
That's super interesting. So whenever you or a creature you can see succeeds on a save, you can use your reaction to force a different creature too, which means you get to refire your allied saves too. That's a
Yeah,
great point. That's really cool. I hadn't even thought of that. This
yeah,
takes it up a ton.
yeah,
If something passes your charm person save, you can fire it again. That's so
right.
cool.
Or
I
turn
love
turn it into a frighten.
Yeah. Take it
You
back. This
you
ability is awesome. This is
you can
not a home run. This is a sweet effect.
you
Holy
can
cow, this thing's good.
you can hope they've passed their save because you didn't really want to charm them in the first place. You wanted to frighten them.
And they'll have, if you're in combat with them, charm person, they'll have an advantage on that save anyway because you're fighting them, which means they're likely to pass it to
There you
give
go.
you a fear. That's really cute. Holy, this is a really sweet, really deep ability that I just was thinking about enemies imposing it on you. It really just says a creature you can see
Yeah,
within 150 feet succeeds on a saving throw. It doesn't care if it's allied or enemy. That's so cool. Oh, this is
yeah.
so flexible. This is so deeply interesting. Good job, designers. This is a fantastic option so far.
Thought you were talking to me.
Well, also good job, Bob.
Thanks.
Uh-huh. Level 11th, we have more bangers. 11th level gives us Fey reinforcements. So at 11th level, the Royal Courts of the Fey Wild have blessed you with the assistance of Fey beings. You know the spell Summon Fey. Love getting that for free.
Yeah.
Doesn't count against the number of range spells you know, and when you can cast it without a material component, you can also cast it once without using a spell slot. Okay, and you're gaining the ability to do so when you finish a long rest. When you start casting the spell, you can modify it so it doesn't require concentration. If you do
Wow.
so, its spell becomes a minute for that casting, though.
That's fine.
This is a house of a spell or a feature.
Yeah.
Holy cow, this thing's good.
Non-concentrated. I mean, that minute gets you through the fight where you need it.
Yeah. Especially because if you're, this makes it so even melee ranged rangers that are want to do the skirmisher thing, yeah, it's still excellent on you. You still have a once per long rest free spell slot for Summon Fey that doesn't take concentration. It has to be a minute in that instance, but you can do it if you want to, and that is superb. That is an amazing little ability on a powerhouse of a spell already. Now, I will
I
note.
feel like.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, I said I feel like I'm always going to be doing the minute. Like, yeah, trying to get a full hour out of this is a gamble. Like,
That's definitely true.
if your concentration gets broken, then guess what? It's less than a minute.
I do think there'll be windows where you'll want this set up before going into a fight, especially if you're playing
Yeah,
the
that's true.
Bowmaster
Yeah.
Ranger, right? And that's where I do think you'll have it that be your concentration, not be that set. The other thing I wanted to point out that pairs with this is you can't upcast. You could upcast it for the minute, but you can't upcast the free use. So you do want to spend 4th level spell slots on this, so it gets the second attack roll. So you will have moments where I think, especially if you're like using a 4th level slot, you'll probably want the hour concentration and attempt to avoid damage as long as possible to keep firing off those shots at the distance, staying safe, hitting multiple targets with your thing. You have a Fey that's going to be doing a lot of the tanking for you. The idea is it can defend your concentration too a little bit. So there, I do think is real use cases where you'll want the long duration concentration effect.
Yeah.
I just think you will also want the short duration non-concentration effect as well. They're not mutually exclusive. You can do both. If you lose concentration on the big one, you go, oh crap, things are going badly. Another 4th level spell slot, get them back for a minute. Let's keep this going. That's a nice save case, right?
Oh, can you believe this spell is the same level as Wall of Water?
Sure can't.
Well, the other thing I like about this though is that yeah, you get one free use per long rest, and it becomes just one of your spells. You know, you can use it with a slot.
Yeah, it's
Love
also
that.
uniquely better on you, right? It is literally better on you than it is on druids. That's really cool. It makes it so when you get the spell and you're like, well, mine is lower level, but I don't have to concentrate on mine. That's a genuine upside that the druid doesn't have, even at this tier of play. Still not necessarily going to be the most super powerful thing in the world, right? We are comparing this against 5th level, 6th level spells. So like it isn't gonna shine that brightly, but there are meaningful upsides that make it deeply interesting and help pad out your abilities as a ranger in a huge, powerful way.
This you're talking about skirmishing before. I feel like a lot of the features here are really helpful toward that.
Yeah, 100% agreed.
Hmm.
A lot of the things that Charm or the Summon Fey do like this, so they all have Fey Step, which means they can teleport around, so you can skirmish with them. So you both
Hmm.
can be like navigating around space. You can be Misty Stepping and firing shots, staying safe. It can be Misty Stepping around, hitting a bunch of different targets. You get paid off for hitting a bunch of different targets. That's a cool little fantasy this is enabling you to do. It's just the payoff still isn't that high. It's just a lot of ways to do it. The payoff is I do a bonus D6, 2d6 damage around. If you're crossbow expiring, 3d6 damage extra around. It's not a ton.
That adds up.
So it does. Other things I wanted to point
Speaking
out
of,
quickly.
oh,
I wanted
sorry.
to point out that Summon Fey has an ability. So if you take Mirthful, they have an at-will charm, which you sure can use with
Wow.
your 7th
Yes.
level ability. So that's a really cute play pattern too.
Yeah. I don't think you're ever going to have trouble using Beguiling Twist.
It's a bonus action. It's a bonus action. You just with Mirthful Phase using Summon Fey, you will have the phase bonus action triggers your reaction every round you want. Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. This option's sweet. I need to re-review this because this is way better than I thought it was.
All right. Well, how do we capstone this one?
Made with Misty Wanderer, so whenever you reach 15th level, you can slip in and out of the Feywild to move back in the blink of an eye. You can cast Misty Step without expending a spell slot. You can do so only a number of times equal to your Wisdom modifier, though. You can get
That's
them all back
fine.
when you finish a long rest. Additionally, whenever you cast Misty Step, you can bring an willing creature you can see within 5 feet of you along. That creature teleports to an occupied space with your choice within 5 feet of the destination. So now your Misty Steps are dimension doors, and you get more of them.
I mean, they're still pretty short range, but if you're doing some skirmisher stuff, then this is pretty good. I mean, you
Yeah.
can have a skirmisher buddy with you.
Yes. I really don't think this needed to have the limitation to uses. I don't think it did. We're competing with 8th and 9th level spells here. This
Yeah.
sure could have been an at-will Misty Step. Getting 3 or 4 is pretty good, though, because you will want to have a high Wisdom modifier. You're probably going to have a 20 dex, then like an 18 Wiz is my guess, and 4 to 5 uses of it seems pretty reasonable. It's like, how good is 4 empowered 2nd level spell slots as a 50th level feature is a way to think about it, right? It's like, it's okay. It's a lot more resources, at least. That's nice.
Yeah, well, I think you definitely need to want to put this to use. You have to have a plan for how you're going to use it.
I don't even necessarily think that hard. It's not hard to use Misty Step. Teleporting
Well, I
is
mean, no, you can
useful.
do it. I can, go to the refrigerator right now, but or I could walk there.
It's a bonus action disengage. It's a bonus action like 30 feet to get vertical.
Yeah,
Verticality is really useful on rangers because you like shooting things. This
yeah.
option really likes shooting things. But it also, again, like we talked about how the non-concentration worked better on like not better, but it played well alongside melee ranged characters. This is a real engage tool too, whereas this is a bonus action dash. You run at a thing, you and your Fae blink to it, and then you both wail on it. That's kind of sweet. And then it has its bonus action do whatever it wants on its turn too. Like there's a lot of cool stuff to have there.
Yeah. I'm pretty happy with this whole package.
Oh, me too. I was the only thing that was holding me back from giving this an A was Fey reinforcements. Or sorry, I'm sorry, Beguiling Twist. Having reassessed that radically, this is an easiest day I've ever given. This thing's sweet.
Yeah,
I
that's
would play this all day,
pretty
every day.
good.
Yeah. It's not like breaking the game levels of powerful. This isn't going to warp the table in a radical way, but it sure does give you a ton of cool things to do. It gives you a top-notch, awesome spell list. This is about as good as you could ask for Rangers without it like cracking the table in half power-wise. And I'm here for that. I like high utility, flexible, fun options that got thematic features, that have fun ribbons, that have lots of usable effects, that have some power to them. Like it's not like you're toothless, but you do have a unique twist on the archetype. All around an excellent option.
Yeah,
Highly
there's a
recommend
lot of
trying
fun
it.
to be a lot of fun to be had. You're never going to be short on things to do. And even being a half caster, you've got a lot of free options. I think you're going to go through most days with no shortage of spells you're able to cast.
Makes your good berries a lot much better.
And yeah, and good spells at that.
Yeah. That's the surprising thing to me. Is like, oh, I actually like casting all these spells on this character specifically. That's crazy.
Yeah, really. Wow. All right, that was Fey Wanderer. It feels good to have a good one for a change. Yeah, Easy A, great. Thank you, Sam, and thank you everyone for joining us. Let us know what you think of the Fey Wanderer down in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.